Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be reviewing the highly anticipated Mattel Jurassic World Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. If you want this figure for yourself, you can buy it at Target stores or off of Target's website. I'll leave a link down below in the description. Now, the JP3 Spinosaurus was one of, if not the most requested dinosaurs for the Hammond Collection. In 2022, when the T-Rex was released, so many people were asking, oh, when's the Spinosaurus going to be released? Where is the Spinosaurus? And once the Giganotosaurus was released last year, the hype for a Hammond Collection Spinosaurus further increased. And 2025, we finally have it, and just by looking at him in the box, he looks absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to take him out. But speaking of the box, let's take a quick look at it. So it's a little different from what we've seen previously. On the top, we have the Jurassic World title with some silver metal. The top right, True Effects, artwork of the Spinosaurus, and on the bottom right, Jurassic World Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. On the side, we have a shot from Jurassic Park 3 with the Spinosaurus breaking through the metal fence, and then a short description, Jurassic Park 3 logo. On the back, got the same exact description as you saw on the side, as well as the same JP3 logo, 3 images of the figure. Then on the bottom right, True Effects, premium details for enhanced realism. Honestly, I'm not sure if Mattel should have added that because some of these recent Hammond Collection figures still have issues. But as cool as this new packaging is, I would have much preferred if they returned to the old format, where like on the side they had an image of the figure with that cool orange lighting, and on the back they had like a shot from the movie and the description. So let's waste no time and see what the Spinosaurus has to offer. Here we have the Spinosaurus out of the box, and wow, this guy is awesome. Just look at that sculpt, the colors, and those good proportions. It absolutely blows Mattel's other Spinosauruses out of the water. In my opinion, this is definitely going to be one of, if not the best of the Hammond Collection dinosaurs. Now let's do some measurements. From head to tail, this guy is about 26.5 inches long, about 11 inches tall at the top of his sail, and about 9 inches tall at the top of his head. So the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus was stated to be around 44 feet in length, so this would be in the 120 scale range. Starting off with the head sculpt, it's just beautiful. This is the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. I mean, look, they even got the correct eye color, and you can actually see the pupil this time, the slit pupil. Unlike the Hammond Collection T-Rex, which was, yeah, you could barely see the pupil, and it looked like it was dead inside. Then you got the double crests, the relatively robust snout, especially when you compare it to the scientifically accurate Spinosaurus. Then all of that amazing scale detail, the nostrils. Then let's see the interior of the mouth. It's mostly just smooth, but I like how they added some of that bumpy detailing on the tongue as well. And then of course we have the amazing rubber inserted teeth, which still look pointy to appeal to collectors, but still safe for children to play with. Then moving down the rest of the figure, more of that lovely scale detailing and more of the skin folds. Most of the scales are basically like squarish or triangular shaped. And then there's that crocodilian-like armor plating that starts at the back of the head and it ends around the hip area. Then we have the sail. You can see each of the vertebrae inside. And then of course, most of the detailing on the underbelly is smooth. Looking at those muscular arms. And then there's the thick fingers with scales on them. And of course, the big hook claw on the first finger. And these are actually made out of a rubbery material, which is nice because I guess that lowers the risk of breaking it. Then down to the legs. And the legs are muscular as well. And thankfully, the feet are not oversized. And each toe also has those scales. The dew claw right there. And then the tail. It's a good length and has about the same amount of detailing that you saw on the torso. This figure has 20 points of articulation. So we've got the upper jaw, the lower jaw, and even the tongue. Now I will say, once you open up this figure and are messing around with the joints, don't open and close the jaws by the tips. Do it by the base, like what you see me do here. That's because figures like this do tend to have stiff joints at first, and you're trying to say close the jaws by the tips, you might run the risk of damaging it. But I've had this for about a week already, and the joints move pretty smoothly now. but I'd still recommend that you move the jaws by the base, like I've already said. For the arms, we've got the shoulders, the forearms, and then the wrists. Then the legs, the thighs can move, the knees, the ankles, and the foot. Now the thigh, the left thigh, is on a ratchet, so it's pretty stable, but for some reason, the other one is relatively loose. I've seen other people's reviews, and this seems to be a relatively common issue. Honestly, which is not good, especially since Mattel keeps advertising these as collector's items. Last but not least, we've got the tail, which moves up and down, left and right, and is bendable. Now, I'm glad that for the recent Hammond Collection dinosaurs, Mattel added segments inside of the rubber tail instead of a bendy wire, because bendy wires just tend not to last a long time in toys. What's also great is that they strayed away from giving the Hammond Collection dinosaurs 2 pieces for the tail. For example, the Giganotosaurus, the 2 tail pieces did allow for more posability, but it added too much weight, and now the tail is very loose on mine. This one, though, feels a lot sturdier. Doesn't feel like it's going to be loose. Overall, I enjoy the coloration of this Spinosaurus. It's pretty movie accurate. They got the red, the white, and the brown coloration down. Of course, the red on the top, the white patterning on the face, the torso, the sail, and the thigh, and even the neon green eye with the black slit pupil. Now, there are 2 things missing from this coloration that makes it 100% accurate. For one is the sail. If you look at images of the JP3 Spinosaurus, the blue on the sail is very visible, and on here, you can barely make it out. And also, there is no paint on the dew claws. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, you guys need to stop being so nitpicky. These issues are minor, you can fix them yourself with some paint. And to me, these issues aren't major, but given that Mattel is charging $60 for a figure they keep claiming as a collector's item, you would think that they would give us a more complete paint job than this. Starting off with our comparisons, let's bring in Mattel's very first Spinosaurus, which is the Legacy Collection one. And in my opinion, it just looks like an absolute joke in comparison. I mean, I will try not to bash it too much because this was one of Mattel's first figures, and they have come a very long way from where they first started. But you see, the paint job's just no comparison, and especially proportions. I mean, the head and feet are oversized, and then the sail and tail are undersized. So yeah, this guy is definitely not as good as I first thought. Next we have the Hasbro JP3 animatronic Spinosaurus, which is pretty neat. The paint job is not that accurate, but it's got a decent sculpt, and of course, the rubber real feel skin. In my opinion, up until the Hammond Collection figure, this was the best Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Next up we have the Jurassic World Rebirth Tail Thrasher Spinosaurus, which is amazing. And it's great that in 1 year, Mattel released a figure of the newly designed Spinosaurus from Rebirth, and then the classic one from JP3. Here we have the other Spinosaurus from Mattel, the Baryonyx and Irritator, which are also from the Hammond Collection, the Suchomimus, Ceratosuchops, Ichthyovenator, and Siamosaurus. Now we got all of the current Hammond Collection Jurassic Park 3 figures, the Ceratosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Corythosaurus, male and female Velociraptor, and Dr. Alan Grant. There's only a few more animals that were missing, like the Pteranodon and the green Brachiosaurus. Here's a few random Hammond Collection figures. The massive Brachiosaurus, the Allosaurus, the Stygimoloch, the Lost World Velociraptor, and the Troodon. Next we have the Hammond Collection T-Rex, which is slightly smaller than the Spinosaurus. While it's not a bad figure by any means, but it clearly didn't age well, especially with those dead-looking glass eyes, the blunt plastic teeth, the loose waist, and the oversized feet. With all the new improvements Mattel keeps making for the Hammond Collection, there's no doubt they're going to make another T-Rex. Lastly, for Mattel figures, here is the Giganotosaurus, which was previously my favorite Hammond Collection figure, but I'm going to have to give it to this Spinosaurus. I just find the color scheme more appealing, the proportions are better, I just feel like the arms on the Giganotosaurus were oversized, and the head seems a bit too small. Also because I'm a little bit biased because the Spinosaurus is my favorite dinosaur in the franchise. But this Giganotosaurus figure is a very, very close second to this one. Of course, we gotta bring in the Collectaexifactinus. Well, there you have it, everyone. That was my review on the Mattel Jurassic World Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. If you couldn't already tell, I absolutely love this thing. This is the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus figure that us Jurassic fans have been waiting for. There are a few issues with the paint and the articulation, but they're mostly minor and can be overshadowed by the positives, like that movie accurate sculpt, the proportions, and its sheer size. So I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. If you guys enjoyed this review, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, it really supports my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.